Hi, if you want to watch exclusive content with hot girls that you won't watch on YouTube, namely where Naruto roasts Kushina and Mikoto and many other hot girls without restrictions, then visit my Boosty channel at the link in the description.
Minato uses an unknown technique with which Naruto and Yamato's body glows. But Sarah, who is the queen of Ruin, joins them. She cannot let Naruto go, as she falls in love with him. Minato folded more seals and touched Naruto's forehead, transferring all his knowledge to him. And so the genius Naruto appears. Flash and the three are already lying on the rubble of the Ryumayaku sealing site. Sakura and Sai, who were worried about their comrades, ran up to them. Sakura. Captain Yamato. Naruto. And she looked at the red-haired girl who was lying on Naruto's chest, who was unconscious, unlike the other two. Yamato. We're fine. Yeah, Naruto? But he didn't get an answer, so he looked at the couple. Naruto? Sarah. It seems Naruto has a hard time withstanding such transfers. Where are we, by the way? Sakura. And who else are you? Yamato. This is the Princess of Ruin. So be respectful to her. Excuse me, Sarah. This is Sakura, Haruno and Sai. Naruto's comrades. He introduced the two. Sarah. Okay then. We need to help Naruto. Yamato. Sai? Sai understood and drew 3 birds. He was sitting in one, Sakura and Sarah were in the other. And Yamato was sitting in the last one, having laid Naruto down. Sarah was looking at the ruins of her village, which were destroyed in the Third World War. There was no conversation. Everyone was silent, and Naruto did not wake up. But strangely enough, he was now in his subconscious in front of Kyubi. Kyubi. Pathetic human. Do you want my power? He growled through the cage, but to his surprise Naruto did not tremble, but simply looked at him with a cold gaze. Naruto. Strength? I don't need your strength. I have enough of my own. Let's get one thing straight. Do you want me to remove the seal? Kyubi. You don't understand what it's like to be trapped in a human body. I'm a demon to be feared. Don't pretend you're not afraid of me. You. Naruto immediately raised his hand and the Kyubi was pinned to the ground by the red gate. And then it dawned on him, because only the sage of the 6 paths had such power. Naruto. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not the same whiny child as before. Your strength is yours alone. You know. You've been with me since the beginning, and in a way, you're one with me. Like you're my dark side. I understand that you've been alive for many millennia and it's hard for you to accept people as good. Kyubi was now considering the words. But another question was bothering him. How the hell did Naruto get smarter? And his scars on his face. They were gone. Kyubi. You're right, little man. I don't trust people. So what do you want? Naruto. What I always wanted. Peace between you and me. And then in the whole world. Together we can restore what the sage of the 6 paths wanted. Peace and order. No war between the great countries. It sounds crazy. But this is the only way to live in peace. And then you and I will come up with something that will give us peace. We will find a technique that will safely extract you from me. Be a friend of Kyubi, help me. And I will help you. Naruto removed the gate and extended his fist through the cage. Kyubi's eyes widened at the word friend. Kyubi. Perhaps the old man was talking about you. Okay, Uzumaki Naruto. I will trust you. My name is Kurama. He smiled and touched his fist with Naruto. Naruto smiled and removed the seal on his stomach. Naruto. From now on we are friends and comrades of Kurama. And so they reached Konoha. Yamato, as usual, went to the residence to report the news to the Hokage. And Naruto was carried to the hospital. After Yamato told the 5th about everything, she decided to check on Naruto and his new acquaintance. When she reached Naruto's ward, she was surprised. Sakura was treating Naruto, and his red-haired acquaintance did not leave. It reminded her of something. Of course, about his parents. But what surprised her most was that the scars in the form of stripes disappeared. Tsunade. What's wrong with him? She looked at Sarah. Sarah. Looks like he didn't transfer the portal. I'm Sarah. Former Queen of Ruin. And Naruto's friend. Tsunade. Sorry. Sarah-sama. I'm Hokage or Tsunade Senju. Nice to meet you. So I didn't get it. What's wrong with him, Sakura? Sakura. Everything seems to be fine, but the stripes on his face are gone. It looks like there was an overload and he couldn't handle it. But I examined him, everything seems to be fine. No wounds or injuries. He just lost consciousness. Tsunade. I see. Let me. She clenched her fists and her green chakra began to explore Naruto's body. Since she is the best medic in the world. I see. So that's how it is. Sakura. What happened, Hokage-sama? Tsunade. We need to dig around in his head. Yamato. Call Inoichi. After some time, Inoichi himself arrived. Tsunade gave him an order and the head of the Yamanaka clan decided to check Naruto's brain. After digging around, he looked at the fifth with horror. Tsunade. Well? Inoichi. He became friends with Kyubi. Tsunade, Sakura, Yamato. What? Tsunade. You are sure? Inoichi. I'm sure. I saw with my own eyes how Naruto and Kyubi were sitting and talking. And he also removed the seal. Tsunade. Well. I think he handled it. What else? Inoichi. I couldn't look through his memory. Because I'm hindered by the seal that his parents most likely put there to prevent bookmarks. Tsunade. Clear. And then Naruto woke up on demand. Naturally, he was restoring his chakra, because he and Minato were fighting against Ankurizen, who also arrived in the past. Sarah. Naruto. The red-haired girl pounced on him with a slap on the back of the head. You really scared us. Naruto. I was restoring my chakra. He looked at everyone, who were looking at him with either fear or surprise. Why are you looking at me as if you saw a ghost? Tsunade. Are you sure everything is okay? Why did you remove the seal? Won't Kyubi take control? Naruto. Is this a joke? We are friends. So don't worry, Hokage-sama. Sakura. Did you just call her by her rank? Tsunade. Are you sure you're okay? Or have you been replaced? Naruto. Yes. I just decided to change my view of the world and those around me. And what are you doing here, Sarah? He looked at his friend. Sarah. Aren't you happy? I couldn't let you, a fool, go alone. The red-haired pouty lip was offended and turned away. Naruto. Okay. I'm just surprised that father moved you with us. And by the way, when father touched my forehead, he transferred all his knowledge. So I realized that I knew everything, rethought myself, and thought about how I behaved like a fool. He then looked at his friend, who was still pretending to be offended. Well, I'm sorry, Sarah. Sarah. Okay, fool. I'll forgive you. She couldn't help herself, after all, she couldn't stay mad at him for long. Tsunade. Sorry to interrupt you, but since you're okay, you're free to go. And you, Sarah, will now be a resident of Konoha. And where will you live? Sarah. Well, I don't know anyone except Naruto. So I'll live with him. Yeah? She looked at him with a pleading look and such a look that he couldn't refuse her. Naruto. Okay, Uzumaki sighed heavily. Tsunade. Then let's go. You can go. And by the way, Naruto. I have to give you something. While you were on a mission, I found your family's bank check. After all, it's your inheritance, here you go. She gave him the document. Naruto immediately looked at the amount of money in the bank, and he was speechless. 150 million ryo? Yes, he could buy a mansion with that kind of money. But after thinking about it, he decided to spend it wisely for now. On clothes, proper nutrition, and also on Sarah, who, except for the black torn dress, is wearing nothing. Tsunade and the others left the couple. And Sakura also decided to tell everyone that Naruto is no longer that stupid old boy. The couple left the hospital and went to the bank first. Naruto withdrew 1 million ryo from there. Naruto, let's go to my place first and clean up there. Okay? Sarah, yeah. Let's go. She took his hand and pulled him towards his house. Our couple passed by the Inoshikacho team and they looked at them, fascinated. Naruto. Hello Team 10. How are you doing? He asked calmly, which is not typical for him. Shikamaru. Hello Naruto. I'm fine. And you? Ino. I didn't know you had a girlfriend. Where are your stripes? And true. It's easy to notice how they're gone, but without them Naruto looks like a real handsome guy, in her opinion even more handsome than Sasuke. Naruto. Who knows, but I'm glad I got rid of those stripes. By the way, this is Sarah. He introduced his friend. And this is Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka, and Choji Akimichi. Team 10 and my friends from the academy. Sarah. Nice to meet you, she smiled, looking sideways at the blonde, her gaze saying I won't give him up. Naruto. We're starting to lose time. Let's go, Sarah. He went ahead. Sarah followed him. Sarah. I'm sure you can sleep well in your house, she said loudly. Nobody expected this. And Naruto almost choked on air. Kurama. Well, hello to you. She clearly wants to drive you to suicide. I wonder what happens next. The Bija took popcorn from somewhere and looked at the couple with laughter, nostalgic for Kushina and Minato. Naruto sighed heavily and walked on, followed by a pleased with herself Sarah. Ino. Did you hear? Are they going to sleep together? Shikamaru. Problematic women. Now I understand you Naruto. Choji. It's going to be hot. That's right. I want to go to the barbecue. And now Team 10 went to a barbecue because Choji is hungry. Meanwhile Naruto and Sarah are already in his house. What house? Most likely it's a barn, and it looks like a bomb was detonated here. Everything is scattered left and right. Naruto. I haven't been home for a long time, so it's okay. I'll clean up. Sarah. I'll help. Shrugging their shoulders, they both cleaned up to the point of crystal cleanliness. There was not a speck of dust or dirt in the house. Now they had to settle in with new equipment. They could buy a new house, but the design and so on would take a lot of time. Naruto decided to make a list for the shadow clones. Namely, a new wardrobe, sofa, bed, refrigerator, kitchen set, wallpaper, table, chairs, gas stove, toilet, sink, nightstands. These were the orders for the clones, who would now also take more money from the bank and go to buy furniture for the house. Naruto. And we'll go change clothes and buy groceries. And also dishes and small necessary things. Sarah. Can I have ramen later? I just haven't tried it. Well, I'm fine. Naruto. Let's go then. And here she was already hanging on Uzumaki's neck from happiness. What's wrong with you? Sarah. Why can't I hug you? Naruto. Of course you can. Well. How would you, yes. Still a bit dumb like your father in love. Like father, like son. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Sarah. Don't mumble. Naruto. Yes, yes. Maybe we should go already? And now they are already in the clothing store. What a torment it was when Sarah bought almost all the clothes in the store, and made him wear darker and more decent clothes. The saleswoman laughed at the couple. After all, they had buzzed the poor blonde's brain. Having finished, they went to the grocery store. They bought all sorts of things and now went to Ichiraku. Irika was also sitting there, who was clearly surprised to see Naruto with dozens of bags in his hands. Naruto. Hello Irika-sensei. Old man Tucci. We'll have 2 bowls of ramen each. Sarah. I'm 2. Naruto. Probably 3 bowls of ramen. Irika was amused by this situation. So what? It was normal for Naruto to come to Ichiraku. But with someone, and especially with a girl. It was something paranormal. Especially with a beautiful girl. Irika. Maybe you could introduce me to your companion? Sarah. Sarah. Just Sarah. The red-haired girl introduced herself. Irika. It's very nice to meet you, Sarah. And you're quite beautiful. He decided to hit on her a little. Sarah. Thanks for the compliment, but I already have a boyfriend. She replied, glancing at Uzumaki, who was calmly eating ramen while talking to Tucci. And then Irika realized that it was better not to interfere in the life of the couple and, having finished his ramen, ran off to the academy. Naturally, Naruto became smarter and more brilliant, but he couldn't figure out love and he had no time for it. And Sarah didn't like this trait of his. She only looks at him, she's already jealous of everyone. In all the time they spent together, she fell in love for the first time. With the one who gave her hope and didn't let her give up. Because of her love for him, she abandoned her homeland. After finishing their meal at Ichiraku, they returned to Naruto's house. It was already known throughout Konoha that Naruto had a girlfriend. All thanks to Sakura, who had blabbed to everyone. The house was clean. The furniture had been replaced, the refrigerator was full. Naruto. How I want to sleep. You lie on the bed. And I'll sleep on the sofa. Sarah. No. I'm scared alone. And the bed is big. The red-haired girl blushed at her own words. Naruto. Okay. Naruto took off his entire top, revealing his aesthetic body. Firm chest, large hands by her appearance, 6 cubes of abs. And she put on pajamas. Sarah lay down first, and Uzumaki lay down second. True, he lay down on the edge, because he understood what he could get from his girlfriend. Sarah. Naruto. Can you turn around? Naruto did so and Sarah laid her head on his chest and pressed herself tightly against him. In her opinion, he smelled so fragrant. And so warm. Naruto looked at the sleeping beauty in surprise and, putting his hand and hugging her shoulders, he fell asleep himself. Naruto opened his eyes the next morning. All because he thought he heard dishes falling on the floor and a woman squeal. Quickly coming to the kitchen, he saw this picture. Sarah is standing in front of a broken cup, and she also cut her finger on the shards. Well. She still has a lot to learn in cooking. Naruto. Don't twitch, he said and came closer with the help of his friend Kurama's chakra and began to heal her. And bam. As if there were no wounds. Sarah. Thank you. I'm sorry. I wanted to cook something for you. But there's not much I can do. Naruto. It's okay. I'll help you. Naruto collected the pieces and threw them in the trash. Now they started cooking. Of course Naruto knows how to cook, but since he was too lazy, he didn't do it. And they decided to cook a simple bacon and eggs. After all, this is her first beginning. After cooking, they decided to have breakfast and train. Naruto understood that his full potential had not yet been revealed. So it was time for a test. After breakfast, he returned to the room and decided to change. He was going to put on a new black t-shirt, but someone hugged him from behind. It was Sarah, who could no longer endure and suffer with this fool. Who does not notice her feelings? Naruto. Has something happened, Sarah? He turned around, blushing like a tomato. Sarah immediately covered his lips with hers. At first, he did not respond to the kiss, because he did not know how to react, but he responded to this kiss. After all, she put all the affection and love. He picked her up in his arms, and she hugged his neck and jumped on him, wrapping her legs around his waist. Naruto held her, carrying her to the bed. Having laid her down, he lay down on top. Sarah ran one hand along his back, and with the other she climbed into Uzumaki's shorts. Naruto understood what she wanted and, taking off his shorts, showed her his phallus. Sarah got excited and was already baring her beautiful and elastic breasts to Naruto. He began to feel and suck her nipples, like a child. Sarah moaned loudly and, spreading her legs, pressed herself against him so that he could enter. Naruto tore her red panties and began to slowly enter. Sarah. Oh, deeper. Naruto entered completely and tore her hymen. Naturally, Sarah was a child. At first, she felt a sharp pain, and tried not to show it to her beloved. Naruto began to kiss her neck. Moans, loud moans, and sounds of slaps were heard. After an amount of time, the pain turned into pleasure, and Naruto had already finished inside her. But she lacked tenderness and she sat on top of him. Sarah. Ah. Oh. Yes. More. Naruto let her stop and then took over. He entered and exited so fast that she was already screaming. Along the way, he nibbled her hardened nipples. And then he filled her again. And now Sarah herself fell exhausted onto the bed, next to Naruto. Sarah. Naru? Naruto. Yes? Sarah. I love you. Naruto. And I love you, Sarah. He pressed her to himself and laid her head on his chest. Sarah didn't want to sleep, but she ran her hands over his powerful chest. Naruto. Maybe we should go to the training ground? I think I wanted to practice. Sarah. Well, Naru. I'm tired, the girl moaned. Naruto. If you want, you can lie at home. Or meet my friends. For example, Sakuro, and then he received a good slap on the back of the head from her. Sarah. No girls with me. I'll go with you. What if someone takes advantage of you and makes you marry them? The girl muttered and, getting out of bed, decided to get dressed. Kurama. I've seen this somewhere before. Nostalgia. He remembered about Kushina and Minato. Naruto got dressed too. But now more decently. A cloak given to her by Fukasaku, a dark t-shirt and her favorite orange tights. Sarah was dressed simply in red and a long dress. Putting on the Konoha protector, Naruto and Sarah went outside. They did not despise Naruto, they respected him, because he was the savior of Konoha and the one who defeated pain. They walked arm in arm through the streets of Konoha and reached training ground number 7. There was no one there and he began training. Sarah sat under a tree and looked at Naruto. Naruto. I need to find out what else I have besides the wind. Kurama. Fire. You have fire from me. Naruto. Got it. He took out 5 chakra conductive papers from his pouch that he had bought yesterday and conducted his chakra into them. One burned, another was cut, and the third only closed. Kurama. You most likely got lightning from Minato. Wait with the elements. You already know wind well, and we'll figure out fire and lightning. I also have a memory of the fight between Madara and Hashirama. So you can learn the fire element from the seals. I'm familiar with lightning normally and know several techniques. Maybe you should start learning Hiraishin? You can already do Rasengan with one hand. Your chakra control has improved since we became friends. Naruto. Why did I have chakra coils? Kurama. You are a member of the Uzumaki clan. And they have a large reserve of chakra. And it is very difficult for them to control chakra. Kushina learned to walk on a tree for about 1.5 months. After all, she is a purebred. And you also have my chakra in you, so when I was in the cage, it interfered with you. You can also use senjutsu with my chakra. I figured it out and increased your chakra reserve and physical capabilities. If we compare you with the one who was in the battle with pain, then you are several times stronger than yourself. Considering that this is without my chakra. If you master all the other elements and Hiraishin, then consider that you are much higher. The same Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto. I see. Thank you, Kurama. How long will it take to learn Hiraishin and other elements? Kurama. Altogether, about 2 weeks. Considering that you've got your head in your hands and are no longer the same idiot. You also need a teacher in Kenjutsu, since it will be harder for you with a kunai against a katana. You yourself understand that a kunai is for long-range combat and needs to be thrown. And with a katana, you can fight in close combat. In taijutsu, you already beat pain. But you need to learn this too. Use clones like before. Naruto. Thank you, friend. Let's begin training. Naruto crossed his fingers. And, multiple shadow clone technique. And then about 300 clones appeared and they began training. Commentary on Chapter 4. People, what do you write? Why are you making a pair so late? Because making a couple out of them right away is stupid. I don't like this type. He saved her and she fell in love right away, or they saw each other and fell in love too. Think about it. This can't be. Maybe there is love at first sight, but flashes of feeling at the first, second, third meeting are illogical. I used to do that. But then I realized that this can't happen in real life. Time skip 2 weeks. As promised, Naruto learned Hiraishin, Kenjutsu, and fire and lightning techniques. In short, without Kurama's power he is stronger than even Kage, and possibly all Kage. Now he and Sarah are sitting at the table eating soup. And then Sarah threw up and ran to the toilet. Naruto worriedly followed her, but she closed the door and came out after 15 minutes. Naruto. Sarah, are you okay, my dear? Have you been poisoned? He was worried about his beloved. Sarah. Yes. Everything. It's okay, Naruto. This won't do. Naruto picked her up and with the help of Hiraishin, he was transported to the Konoha hospital. There he found Sakura and Ino, who were on duty together today. Naruto. Examine her. She just threw up. Sakura. Yeah. Let's go, Ino, Sarah. Both friends took Sarah to the examination room. Naruto sat for a long time and did not leave the hospital. The main thing was that everything was okay with her. And after a few hours, Ino came out. Naruto. What's going on? How is she? Did she get poisoned? He asked her a bunch of questions. Ino. She's fine. But how can I explain it to you? Naruto. Speak directly and quickly. Ino. Your girlfriend is pregnant. Naruto didn't know what to think now. His girlfriend. Pregnant? The guy clearly didn't expect that and stood there for a very long time, while Yamanaka tried to bring her comrade to his senses. Ino. Did you pass out there? Naruto. No. I'm just in shock. I don't know what to feel. Ino. In general, a young dad. You can take her tomorrow, but now give her some peace. She's beside herself with joy that she's pregnant. By the way, how was it with you? Well, yeah. Ino was always curious, and now she's interested. How the hell did she get pregnant with Naruto? Under what conditions? Naruto. It's better not to know about our personal life. Tell her that I'm sincerely glad. Tomorrow I'll come and take her home. Bye. He waved his hand and disappeared. Meanwhile, Sarah, who was sitting in the ward, was so happy that she screamed throughout the entire hospital. The next day Uzumaki came as promised. Entering her room, he embraced her tightly. It was a great happiness for him. He would become a father. For the first time, he was not as happy as now. Sarah was discharged and the couple returned home to discuss everything. Sarah. I don't know who it will be. But I want a daughter. Naruto. Yeah. I want a girl too. Sarah. 9 months to wait. Naruto. We'll wait, where else can we go? And then there was a knock on his door. He stood up and opened the door to see his ash-haired sensei. Kakashi-sensei? Kakashi. The fifth is waiting for you. She wants to talk to you. Naruto. Got it. Sarah? He looked at the red-haired girl, who was upset that he was called, most likely on a mission. He approached her and squatted down. Don't be upset. I'll be quick and we'll discuss it further. Okay? Sarah. Yeah. I have a favor to ask. Naruto. And what does my princess want? Sarah. I want you to take a month or at least a week off later. Naruto. Okay. Rest then. Naruto came closer and kissed her lips. I love you. I'll be back soon. And so he disappeared, and Hatake was nostalgic. Remembering the business, he also disappeared and appeared in the 5th Hokage's office. Naruto. What happened, Hokage-sama? Tsunade. And you, Naruto. I have one thing to do here. In general, I don't find time at work. And I still have to treat seriously ill patients. You yourself understand that Konoha shinobi go on missions, etc. Considering that only Umbu take the most dangerous ones. Naruto. As a heavy artillery unit, should I be on the front lines? Tsunade. Not exactly. We know that a new war is approaching, declared by Uchiha Madara. That Sasuke joined Akatsuki after Itachi's death, and then for some reason killed Danzo. I want to give the post of 6th Hokage to you. You are no longer a little child who always shouted and reminded about it. Now I see in you not the personality of Kushina, but the determination and gaze of your father, who made all the enemies tremble in the last war. This is not only your dream. Kushina also dreamed of becoming one. Naruto thought about the whole situation. Naturally, all the work would fall on him, considering that there was also a war. Become Hokage or be an ordinary shinobi? Naruto. My answer is to be continued. Naruto. My answer is negative. Tsunade. And why do you refuse? She is clearly surprised. After all, Naruto said that he always dreamed of becoming Hokage. The best Hokage. Naruto. I understand, it's also hard for you, Grandma, to be Hokage. It's a responsibility for every villager and a task to protect everyone, even at the cost of your own life. Moreover, I'm not a Jounin or even a Chunin. Moreover, Sarah is pregnant, and I have to protect her, support her, be by her side every time. She left her people for me. Even I wouldn't do that. Understand, war is suffering and pain. It won't bring anything good. I'm not only Minato Namake's son, I'm his hope. He sealed the Kyuubi in me so that I could protect this village and bring peace. I'm also a weapon. The boy's words pierced the heart of the 5th. She herself understands that Naruto is right, and now she can't answer him somehow. All the time she was Hokage, the 5th denied to everyone that Naruto is not a weapon of the village, but a shinobi of Konoha. Like everyone else. Naruto. If you need an ideal candidate, then let it be Kakashi-sensei. Don't drag me into this role. I want to be with my future wife and child. If I offended you in any way, then forgive me. Goodbye. And that's it. He disappeared in a flash of lightning and appeared already at home. Tsunade sighed heavily and continued her work. And Naruto was met at home by Sarah, who, having nothing better to do, was washing the dishes. Sarah. Naru? Is everything okay? The red-haired girl was worried, because Naruto didn't look as happy as he did in the morning. Naruto. It's all fine. It's just that Tsunade-sama said that she wanted to hand over the Hokage post to me, but I refused. Sarah. But you dreamed of becoming Hokage. Naruto. Once. But now it's no use. I want to be with you. He came closer to her and stroked her tummy and kissed her forehead. Sarah. I'm thinking about what to cook. What do you think? Naruto. I think dumplings? Let's cook together, I'll teach you. Now they started to cook dumplings. Having made a lot of dumplings, cooked them, they ate them together with pleasure. And then the couple lay down on the bed to rest. Naruto is already ready for the coming war, and he will not lose, and if necessary, he will die with pride, all for the sake of Sarah and the unborn child. A month passed. Sarah was already in her 5th week and her belly was starting to stick out a little. And now all 5 great countries gathered warriors. Gaara told everyone his speech, and the fate of his best friend, and that they would not give him to the enemy, no matter what. Naruto was in the team of the 5th Division under the leadership of Mifune from the Land of Iron. And so everyone moved out to war. Naruto said goodbye to Sarah and went to war. Naruto. Everything will be fine, Sarah. I'll be back, he shouted, following his squad. Sarah. Everything will be fine, she repeated, waving at him, and now she will wait only for him. In the 5th Division there were Dog no Kankuro, Hana Inuzuka, Shino Aburame, Kiba Inuzuka, Ino Yamanaka. And also the commander-in-chief of the Mifune detachment. And now they are running further through the forest. Kankuro and his surprise attack division went in the other direction, and then decided to join the others. And now they are walking through the forest. Among them was a member of the Hyuga clan, who noticed that someone was moving very quickly towards them. Mifune. Everyone stand and watch. Our enemy is coming at us from the front. Everyone got ready and an army of white Zetsu ran towards them. Naruto scattered kunai all over the enemy. The Union realized that this was the legendary technique of Tobarama Senju and Minato Namikaze. Naruto. Hurration. Naruto moved with great speed with his katana, teleporting everywhere and slashing at the poor Zetsu who couldn't do anything. Mifune. Forward. Samurai. Let's help our brother in arms. The entire alliance was helping Naruto destroy Zetsu, but now Kimimaro, Chie, and Hanzo Salamander have arrived to join them. Mifune. I'm taking on Hanzo. I have personal scores to settle. Chie. And you have grown, Naruto, since our last meeting. Naruto. Thank you. But we'll have to fight to the death. Kiba, help the others with Kimimaro. Shino, Ino, cover me from the white Zetsu. I'll help against that old man. What's his name? Hana. Hanzo Salamander. I think so. I don't know. Kiba. Since when do you give orders? Naruto. Because you also know Kimimaro better than others. And what should we do against Chie, Databi? Ino. I think you better help us against her. Naruto. I won't be able to get closer to her, she's a master puppeteer. I'll try now. Element of Fire Fireball. A huge fireball was heading towards the Zetsu army and Chie, but she was able to dodge it and the Zetsu began to die. Chie. 10 dolls technique. She used a scroll to summon 10 dolls that were as powerful as 1,000 puppets. Naruto. Shadow cloning technique. 20 clones ran at the puppets in Kenjutsu. Although Naruto is at an average level in this, he is confident that he can handle it. In the end, Mifune managed to defeat Hanzo and he was sealed, but it was difficult against Chie and Kimimaro. One did not allow anyone to get closer to her, and her puppets were very strong opponents. Mifune. Naruto. Shikaku-san said for you to move towards Daruri squad. One of them has the power of the Nine Tails. Kurama. Kinkaku and Ginkaku, perhaps. No one else had my strength except these two. Naruto. I see. Who else do we have? Ino. Several 10% of our division. Or 2,000 shinobi in total. Naruto. Got it. Let's move. Hold on to me. Ino. But you don't have a mark from them. The blonde was clearly surprised by this Uzumaki. Naruto. I put a seal on each of our comrades. Everything is logical, clearing one place, and it's time to help the others. Considering that the enemy forces are greater and that they have revived. And then Inoichi's voice sounded in his head. Inoichi. Naruto. Your task is to move Ino and the other shinobi to Daruri squad. And you help Gaara's squad. They defeated the Kage, but Uchiha Madara himself, who was resurrected with the help of Edo Tensei, stands in their way. Naruto. Didn't he die many years ago since the time of Hashirama? Inoichi. I don't know, but you have to help the 5 Kage. They're all there right now, Bison got to them too. Naruto. And I forgot to put a mark. Inoichi. You must get to them faster. The distance is about 170 kilometers. Naruto. Got it. Inoichi cut the connection and Naruto looked at those who were ready to go to help the rest of the shinobi. Ino. Well? Why are you standing there like a pillar? Naruto. I'll move you to Daruri's detachment, and I'll go to the 4th division. If you're ready, hold on to me. All 2,000 shinobi were holding on to Uzumaki and had already been transported to Daruri's squad. They had sealed Hayashi's brother Hyuga, kept Dan Kato in a barrier, and only Kinkaku and Kakuzu remained. After transporting, he saw Shikamaru and Choji fighting Kinkaku and both defeated him in time. But now the last problem is Asuma Sarutobi, the sensei of Team 10 who died fighting against the Akatsuki members. Ino. Asuma sensei, she saw her sensei in front of her team, and tears welled up in her eyes. Naruto. Shika. I will leave a seal on you, it's time for me to go against Uchiha Madara. He came closer and touched Nara's shoulder. Shikamaru. Don't die Naruto, otherwise it will be a big hassle. Asuma. Naruto? Are you Naruto? The Jounin was clearly surprised to see Naruto differently. After all, he was wearing a red cloak, a dark t-shirt and pants. And also a katana on his back. Dan. Naruto? Looks like Nawaki. Chuza. Naruto Uzumaki is the son of Minato Namikaze and a Jinchuriki. Tsunade-sama trusts him more than anyone and hopes for him. By the way, he is the one who perfected Tobarama Senju's technique. He answered standing behind the barrier. Dan. I see. Very similar to Nawaki. Naruto. There is no time, Asuma-sensei. It's time for me to fight Madara. Standing next to Ino Shikacho's team. And then he disappeared, appearing next to Mifune. Well, what do you have here? Mifune. Deidara escaped and was caught. Sasori of the Red Sand is sealed. Only Chie and that young guy named Kimimaro remain. And a couple hundred Zetsu. We'll handle this ourselves, it's time for you to help the 5th Kage against Uchiha Madara. Naruto ran towards Gaara's squad, but it's a pity that he didn't put a mark. Running towards them, he met 2 people. One was a brunette who helped the red-haired man walk. Naruto. Uchiha Itachi and Nagato. Nagato. I never thought I'd see you again, Naruto. And you've changed, in terms of clothes. Itachi. Naruto, I have to ask. Where is Sasuke? Naruto. Eternal Manjikyu, Danzo's murder. And he also learned the truth about your plan. Toby told me. By the way, the real Madara was resurrected. This news surprised the 2 former Akatsuki members. Could it be that the one who called himself by his name was not him? For what reason did he pretend to be Madara? And why did he do all this? Itachi. Element of Fire Fireball. A 5-meter-high ball flew towards Naruto. Naruto. Element of Fire Great Fire Dragon. A huge dragon swallowed the ball and they both evaporated. Itachi. I see you're fine with the fire. We're under control, so you need to win and try to seal it. Naruto. And what do you suggest? Itachi. I have one idea. A raven flew out of Naruto's mouth, which had a Sharingan, but not a simple one, but a Manjikyu. Itachi looked into his eyes, and the technique broke. Kabuto was in great shock. No one except one person could do such a genjutsu to release control. It is called Kotoama Tsukumi, and its performer was Uchiha Shursui. Naruto. What did you do? Itachi. I programmed this eye so that when you meet Sasuke with my eyes, a genjutsu will be placed on it that will give him a certain command. I used this technique on myself, thereby freeing myself from the control. That is why I gave you Uchiha Shursui's Manjikyu Sharingan. Naruto. Shursui of the body flicker? Itachi. Exactly. Now help me seal Nagato with my Susanoo and the gourd. Both attacked Nagato. Unfortunately for them, he was under complete control. But even this did not save him from Amaterasu. Naruto took the katana and, using lightning, divided him into 2. Itachi immediately pierced Nagato's heart with the help of Susanoo and a sword. He had already regained consciousness. Nagato. Naruto. I will return to our sensei. Stop the war and bring peace. Farewell. And he was sucked in. Naruto. Since you are on my side, what will you do? Itachi. I'll find Kabuto and stop Edo Tensei. By the way, Shursui's eyes are still active. I'll leave them to you if you transplant them. Naruto. What will Shursui's eyes give me? Itachi. Shursui's Sharingan is not simple. As you can see, in our clan, his eyes are considered the strongest. Many members dreamed of obtaining his eyes. You have the ability of Susanoo in his left eye. Kotoa Tsukumi can only be used once every 10 years. Your jutsu level will increase several times, especially close combat. Naruto. Is it clear what you will do with Sasuke? Itachi. If I meet him, I will try to reason with my brother, but if that doesn't work, I will leave it to you. If he completely follows the lead of hatred, then you must kill him. Only this will stop my brother, nothing more. Naruto. I can't kill him. Sasuke is still my friend. Itachi. That's the last resort. I'm glad you changed and didn't go to the side of hatred and that you became strong. You deserve to be Hokage. It's a pity that we met like this, even though I knew little about you, but you remind me of Shursui. You two are no different from each other. I can say with confidence that you will bring peace, friend. Naruto. Thank you, Itachi. I will give you my word that I will bring Sasuke back. And I will also bring peace. You are also a good friend, even though we don't know each other well, even though we haven't crossed paths much, but you are a good person and a friend. Itachi. Goodbye Uzumaki Naruto. And he already disappeared in the Umbu style. Naruto looked at his back and tore out the eyes from the raven and transplanted them to himself. And then, tearing the bottom piece of his t-shirt, he tied his right eye with cloth and continued on his way. Kurama implanted this eye into Naruto. Oanoki. Hold on. We are the 5 Kage and we will not give up Madara. Madara. What naive children you are. I'm already bored with you. And then an unknown kunai flew at him. Madara dodged and immediately received a blow to the stomach from someone's foot. Having flown back a good 30 meters, he met the gaze of a blond man in a red cloak. Black t-shirt with pants and a katana on his back. An eye patch on his right eye and such a cold look. Tsunade. Naruto? But why does he have an eye patch? Naruto. You fight with me, Madara. And with no one else. Madara. HM. Do you think you can somehow oppose me? You reek of the Mito clan. Naruto. I am from the Uzumaki clan. And I am also Naruto Uzumaki. Madara. Let's see how you can handle me. He activated the 3-volume Sharingan and ran at Naruto. Naruto mentally asked Kurama about Shursui's eyes. The answer was that the eyes were implanted, but it was too early to use them. About 2 hours. Naruto also ran at Madara. Quickly entering the hermit mode, both of them got into a fight. Madara was gaining the upper hand. He was an experienced fighter and had been through the war, but he also received powerful blows. Pushing Naruto back, he blew out a huge wall of fire. But Naruto himself blew out a cold wind and Madara's fire could not reach him. Madara attacked the blonde with a katana, but Naruto also pulled out his and both fought at great speeds. But here Madara was stronger and hit Uzumaki in the shoulder and pierced through. Madara. So young, but you already fight on par with me. If you were 5 to 6 years older and gained experience, I would have already lost to you even with Manjikyu. I will show you my final art. Susanoo. And now Madara's absolute Susanoo is in front of him. Naruto was holding his left shoulder. He can't do hand seals because the pain doesn't even let him move his arm. Kurama is already healing him. The Kage don't know what to do, but Gaara used his sand to help Naruto get away from Madara. Madara. No. He swung his huge sword and was about to strike the 5 Kage and Naruto. But the blonde entered QB mode and with the help of Kurama repelled Madara's attack. Madara. So you're also an elusive Jinchuriki. Commendable. Katan Great Fire Destruction. A wall of fire of enormous size flew towards everyone. Mizukage. Suiton water wall. Fortunately, Mizukage saved by responding with a huge wall of water. After contact only steam remained. Then everyone heard a roar. Looking at this source, they saw the 10 tails behind Madara, which was already charging. Madara's body glowed. Naruto realized that Itachi had done what he promised and smiled to himself. On all fronts, the resurrected returned again and Zetsu had already been destroyed. And now everyone is running to help Gaara's squad to help defeat Madara. Madara. Next time, tell the one who resurrected me that a match is not a toy for children. Uchiha began to fold seals and hit the ground. Edo Tensei, unwind. I got out of control. Infinite life and infinite chakra. And you are not under control. Everything that is needed for me. He jumped back onto the 10 tails head and used Hashirama's cells to take control of it as well. And next to him was the second Uchiha. Madara. You've been a long time, Obito. I thought you took Nagato's eyes a long time ago. He looked at his comrade with a spiral and white mask. Obito. There were some minor complications. He took off his mask. The right side of his face was covered in scars. Uchiha Obito saved Hitaki Kakashi from falling rocks about 18 years ago and his entire right body was crushed. But he managed to give his eyes to his friend and comrade. But when he saw after a while that the one he loved, namely Rin Noara, died at the hands of Kakashi, Obito went into the darkness, on Madara's instructions. To be continued. Chapter 8 Naruto looked at both of them. The 10 tails was still missing. From his father's memories, he remembered Obito. His former student, who was thought to be dead. Kurama. Damn. If the 10 tails is revived, then we have huge problems. Its peak is All Might chakra and Gyuki's chakra. But even now you can become its Jinchuriki. You must break the connection between these Uchiha and between the Jubi. And then use my chakra to rip out all the tailed beasts. You have no more than an hour. Flashed through Uzumaki's head. Naruto mentally thanked his friend. Madara. You are a wonderful fighter, Uzumaki. But you cannot defeat us. Surrender and sleep the sleep of the dead, seeing your dreams. Naruto. We never give up. Behold. The Shinobi Alliance technique, and then all the shinobi from all sides appeared next to him. The Kage were being treated in the back. The entire alliance ran towards the Jubi, and he himself sent his small 10 tails at them. Naruto dropped to one knee. The pain in his shoulder was unbearable. Sakura was treating Tsunade and the others, and Team 10, Kakashi and Guy ran up to him. Kakashi. Ino, heal Naruto, and the rest of us will cover him. Princess Yamanaka began treating Naruto. Ino. What about the eye? Naruto. It doesn't matter. Heal my shoulder and I'm off to fight Madara and Obito. Kakashi and Guy saw Obito alive, but there is no time to be surprised when you are at war. Madara realized that their hope is Naruto himself, since he has the strength to resist Madara. And if they kill him, they will lose hope. Madara aimed at Naruto and fired spikes. Naruto did not see this, since he was standing with his back turned. But Ino saw. She stood in front of Naruto to protect him, but someone else died. Turning around, both blondes saw how Hinata Hyuga's body fell to the ground. Naruto quickly ran to her and laid her head on her shoulder, thereby hugging Hyuga. Hinata. No. I don't, anymore. Naruto. Shut up, Hina. Why are you? Hinata. Because you. I care about Naruto-kun. She smiled through the pain. I've always admired you. I've always loved you and I only wanted you to be happy. At least not with me. But at least with someone. You've always been the ideal shinobi for me. You're the one who opened the eyes of every Konoha member and proved yours. Naruto. Ino. Heal her. Yamanaka did not delay and was about to treat, but a loud voice interrupted her. Obito. Is this what you wanted? You told me once. I won't let my friends die. Now look around. Looking around, Naruto saw many corpses of his comrades. While your body is growing cold, you can bring her back. Find peace in the eternal Tsukiyomi. Hinata's body started to fall, but Naruto caught her and calmly laid his friend's lifeless body down. He began to doubt. Maybe. Give up? But. How? Will he bring back all the dead? He was taken aback by the blonde's slap. He looked at her with an uncomprehending look. Ino. I won't let my friends die. It's not a lie. Hinata believed in your ideals. She believed with all her heart and in you. We all believe in your ideals, it's what unites us. We must justify her death, and we must not lose. You are Uzumaki Naruto and not that snot-nosed kid. You are the savior and the hero of Konoha who defeated pain. Come on, Naruto. Naruto removed his girlfriend's hand from his cheek and stood up. The living shinobi who stood next to him felt a tremor and a terrible aura. Madara and Obito themselves felt it. Naruto looked at both of them with all his coldness. Obito. Surrender. Otherwise, you will continue to die. Naruto. No. Until Hinata's will fades, I won't fade either. And his eyes. Chapter 9 The blindfold fell off, revealing a view of red eyes with a shuriken pattern. Obito recognized them, and even all 5 great countries know about these eyes. Shursui's eyes of the body flicker. Naruto entered Sannin and Kurama mode. And began to fold one seal. Naruto. Kato. Great fiery destruction. A huge wave of fire flew towards the Ten Tails, but could not take it. Madara and Obito responded with a tailed beast bomb. Naruto had to use Hiraishin and he moved the bomb several kilometers away from here. The shock wave was able to reach them. Many were surprised, such power this Jubi. Naruto spent a lot of Senjutsu chakra on this. He did not expect this. Another 6 to 7 of these and he will use up all the chakra. And now, for the safety of his comrades, he decided to give them his friend's chakra. He immediately began to run to everyone giving Kurama's chakra. And only spent 20% of the tailed beast chakra for 50,000 plus shinobi. But he can quickly spend it, considering that his techniques are chakra consuming, and the Sharingan also began to actively take away chakra. Madara grinned. A worthy opponent and someone to dance with. An army of small Jubi attacked the Alliance army. Naruto. Madara. Stop right now. This is not the way to bring peace. Madara. Peace? I will bring peace in my own way, destroying the old. And you will sleep forever and see your dreams. Better give up. Naruto. You are an insatiable Uchiha, Kakashi-sensei. Do you have a plan? Kakashi. I don't know, Naruto. To get to them, we need to deal with the little ones. How's your chakra? Naruto. Sharingan takes a lot of chakra. I can't use Uchiha Shursui's techniques, because I haven't mastered these eyes yet. My vision, speed and reaction have increased several times, but that's not enough. Kakashi. I see. I think we need to get closer. Naruto. No way. The Ten Tails is under control, which means these two won't let anyone out of sight. And these small pieces of log are preventing us from getting closer. Kakashi. So what now? Naruto. I have an idea. I will use all my stock on one technique that I saved and created myself. Kakashi. And what is it? Naruto. It doesn't matter, but you better get out of here. I was glad to be your student, Kakashi-sensei. The guy smiled sadly. For Kakashi, this was a sign that Naruto would most likely die. But there was nothing to be done. He immediately ran to Ino and through her sensory abilities told everyone that it was time to run away and retreat. When everyone had retreated a few kilometers, Naruto created a barrier with the help of clones. A red-crimson barrier. Everyone was confused. Obito. Everyone betrayed you by leaving you here. Naruto. But they saved their lives. Raiden. Thunderstorm. Huge clouds and powerful lightning appeared above them. Everyone began to understand what was about to happen. Obito. So? Naruto. Thunder God technique. Great lightning phoenix. Everyone looked up at the sky and saw a huge phoenix made of lightning. It was even bigger than Jubi. Naruto didn't stop. Naruto. Kato. Phoenix. Naruto combined two techniques. It looked very powerful. He immediately directed them down and the technique hit with such force that a crater and huge smoke formed. The barrier fell and the clones disappeared. Everyone looked at it expectantly. The Konoha people and Naruto's friends were worried about only one thing. Did Uzumaki survive? The smoke disappeared and only a huge hollow remained, under which lay the Ten Tails, who had lost the right half of his body, as well as the half-dead Obito. Kamui saved him, but the blow hit him and he lost half of his body, which was made of Hashirama's cells. And Naruto was nowhere to be found. Guy. Is he dead? He asked Kakashi standing next to him. Kakashi. I think so. Those were his last words and his most powerful technique. He answered looking at the crater and how Madara was coming to life again. Madara. The technique was powerful. If I were alive, I would have definitely died. But it's a pity that you died, Naruto. We would have danced some more. The Ten Tails came out of the crater. Its right side was burned and destroyed. But that was not enough. Madara decided to finish everyone and was about to release the bomb of the tailed beast. But Shikamaru decided to save everyone by building a simple Doton technique. Madara fired. Alliance. Doton. Wall of mud. A long wall against the Jubi bomb. But the bomb destroyed all the walls and when the last walls remained it disappeared. Everyone was confused. And a kunai fell in front of Tsunade and Sakura. But it was not Naruto's kunai, it was different. And a blonde man appeared. A Jonin uniform and a white cloak with the inscription 4th Hokage. He was easy to recognize. It was Minato Namikaze. Minato. Am I late? Tsunade. Minato? You, and then the other Hokage appeared in front of her. The third? Grandfather? Grandfather Tobirama? How? Hiruzen. You're fast, Minato. Orochimaru summoned us. Tobirama. And where is this Madara? And as if on cue, Madara jumped onto the huge rock. He was waiting to meet Hashirama. Madara. I was waiting for you, Hashirama. Hashirama. I have to defeat the Ten Tails. I'll deal with you later. Madara mumbled that Hashirama hadn't changed and decided to wait for him. Minato was looking for Naruto. He had sensed his chakra recently, but now it was as if his chakra was gone. Minato. Tsunade-sama. Where is Naruto? She sadly told him that he had saved everyone with the most powerful unknown technique. Minato did not ask further, as he saw that many of his friends were sobbing. He had little time now, because he had to save the world from the Ten Tails. Meanwhile, Naruto was lying in an unknown place. He opened his eyes and saw an incomprehensible old man. At first, he thought that this was the Sage of the Six Paths as Kurama described, but he had no horns, no Rinnegan. It was just an old man with long hair and a beard. He had dark hair. There were 2 swords on the back, and on his head was the sign of the Uzumaki clan. The old man smiled, and it seemed Naruto reminded him of someone. And the blonde himself felt something familiar in this man. Inside him, Kurama did not believe his eyes and could not even utter a word. After all, in front of him was the head of the Uzumaki clan himself. Ashina Uzumaki or Naruto Uzumaki's great-grandfather. Chapter 10 The blonde found himself next to the ocean. The same old man stood in front of him and he looked at the huge ocean. Naruto. Who are you? Ashina. Your ancestor and the head of the Uzumaki clan. Even with 2 eyes, you were sometimes blind. Naruto didn't understand, but when he touched his eye he realized that he had lost his natural blue eye. Naruto. Madara. He is strong. Where am I? Ashina. You are in ruins and lying underground. Naruto. I couldn't restore you, Uzushio, old man. I'm sorry. Ashina. Uzushio are not the residents. The residents are always more important. Wherever the clan is, Uzushio will be there. You must stop Madara and that creature. Naruto. I do not have such great power as he and you. That's what the legends say. Ashina. No. Yours is bigger. He smiled and turned to the sun. And Naruto thought about his words. The battle against Madara and the Ten Tails was difficult. Madara fought against Hashirama, and Minato, Kakashi, Tobirama, Sasuke, who also arrived, fought against Obito, who managed to become the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails. Kakashi. Sensei. What are we going to do? Minato. I don't know, Kakashi. I don't know. Tobirama. The death of your son broke you, fourth. But you are Hokage and must help us defeat the Uchiha. Senju understood the young father, because he also lost brothers in his generation, but here the father lost his son and holds on despite everything. Sasuke. My eyes don't help. No technique works on him. How problematic. Minato. I think Senjutsu will help, but I'm very weak in it. Kakashi. The only good owner is Naruto, but... Tobirama. Stop whining. We need to somehow defeat this guy. Obito aimed wooden needles at them, but Sasuke and Kakashi responded with fireballs. On the other side, Naruto's friends fought. Ino Shikacho, Kiba, and Shino, Niji, Lee, Ten, Sakura, Guy, and the 5 Kage. Sakura. They have no edge. Take that, bitch. She hit one of the creatures from the tree. Tsunade. Oh no. This is... Yes. Buddha or the Thousand Hands Truth was approaching them. Everyone was afraid of it. Hiruzen directed his most powerful technique. The 5 Elements technique. But to his surprise, the statue responded in kind. He was getting closer and was about to strike. Suddenly, lightning thundered in the sky. The statue looked back and a flash of lightning was flying towards him. And before the statue could move, something came through the heads. Quickly flew by. Everyone looked at the savior. He looked at them. His whole body was saturated with lightning. The eye in which the Sharingan was blue and his body was writhing like lightning. Everyone looked at him, fascinated. Sakura was the first to recover from the shock. Sakura. Naruto? Naruto. I'm back. This is not how I imagined my death. Sakura. You were resurrected? Naruto. Think as you wish. Don't interfere. Naruto pulled out his katana and his body was again saturated with lightning. He immediately jumped to the level of Buddha's face and swung his katana. A wave of lightning flew at the statue and the upper part flew off. Naruto gathered more lightning and pierced the statue in the chest. It flew into pieces from such power. Shocked looks were on him. It was so powerful to control lightning. Naruto went down to the others. Sakura and Tsunade ran up to him. Both saw that Naruto had lost one eye. When they realized that he was not resurrected, they calmed down. Tsunade. Your eye. How did you survive? Naruto. My technique blew me up too. It turns out that all the power came towards me, but since I am an Uzumaki and a Jinchuriki, my bones and flesh withstood such a powerful blow, but the ground under my feet could not. That is, my carcass was sent underground. But my eye and some parts of my body were hit, so I am unable to move and fight at full strength. These statements shocked everyone. Isn't that all the power? But the blonde doesn't have time. It's time for him to stop Madara and Obito. Commentary on Chapter 10. Did you get the reference? P.S. The asset has dropped. Chapter 11 Uzumaki headed to fight Obito. Since he learned that he was the Jinchuriki of Jubi, he realized that the greatest danger came from him, and Madara fought with Hashirama. Arriving, he immediately stood next to his father, Kakashi, and Sasuke with Tobirama, who bulged their eyes and did not understand who this blonde was. But Minato recognized him, but what shocked him more was his eyes. One eye is missing, and the other has a Sharingan. Naruto. Did you try to do anything? Minato. Naruto. Your eye. Naruto. No time, Dad. What's plan 2? Tobirama. At least Senjutsu has some effect on him. Naruto. Got it. Hey, Obi. Obito turned to him and flash. Naruto hits him from behind with a Raisin Shuriken, not forgetting to enter hermit mode. Obito mentally cursed, like such a minus. Having fallen on his stomach, he tried to get up, but now the second discharge. Namely, a thunderbolt hit his back. He rolled a few meters to the side again and tried to get up. Even the fact that he was the Jinchuriki of Jubi did not save him. Naruto immediately connected the two and began to suck out the tailed beasts. But he did not succeed, so the entire alliance came to help. While they were pulling out, Obito and Naruto found themselves in an unknown place, only both of them. Obito. All my life I dreamed of meeting Rin. But you interrupt my plans and dream. Naruto. This is not the way, Obito. I can understand you, you have lost the meaning of your life. But is it worth it? Is it worth the whole world to suffer because of your pain? Everyone has lost loved ones, not just you. You killed my parents, made my village hate me. But am I walking the path of hatred? Obito. No. Naruto. I never thought that a guy like you, who dreamed of becoming Hokage, would say something like that. Obito. Where are you from? Naruto. Father's memory. I know a lot about you, Obito. Obito. I lost Rin. The meaning of my life. I have to get her back. Don't mess with my head here, Uzumaki. He wanted to grab the guy, but he was beaten to it. Naruto grabbed him by the throat and threw him back. Naruto. And do you think this world deserves it? How many comrades and family have other shinobi lost? Let's take Kakashi-sensei as an example. Did he follow the path of hatred? No. He follows the path of good and wants to stop the war. You could have hesitated, thought logically. But you chose to let your emotions control you. Obito. So what? Do you think I should accept her death? Naruto. You don't want to? Then I'll kill you by sending you to her. If that's what you want. I'll let you, but you'll help me defeat Madara. If not, I'll kill you after extracting all the tailed beasts. Naruto extended his hand to him and waited for Obito to agree. He hesitated and thought. And then, after thinking, he agreed and they both shook hands, and in the meantime, the alliance pulled all the tailed beasts out of him. Chapter 12 Uchiha Madara, who saw this picture, was a little unhappy, but now he himself will become a Jinchuriki. Madara. He failed. But I myself will become the Ten-Tails Jinchuriki. Obito was lying on the ground. He couldn't move because all the tailed beasts had been extracted from him, but he didn't die. Black Zetsu took control of him and revived Madara. He was moving towards the tailed beasts and jumped onto the Geto Mazo statue. Naruto decided to destroy the statue with the help of the tailed beasts and, entering tailed beast mode, sent a bomb of the tailed beasts, but Madara protected him with his Susanoo. The statue pulled out chains and began to attract all the tailed beasts. Gaara protected Shikaku and didn't want to let him be taken away. Shikaku remembered his first Jinchuriki. He mentally thanked the red-haired boy. Naruto didn't want to give Kurama into the clutches of the enemy. But the chains were stronger than him, and since he used a lot of chakra to suck the Biju out of Obito, it was becoming more difficult for him. In the end, Madara took all the tailed beasts, but Kurama managed to tell Gaara that Naruto's father has Kurama's young chakra, and so Naruto can be saved from death. Gaara, with the help of his sand, rushed first to Tsunade so that she could keep him alive. Tsunade. I can't heal Naruto. And Sakura is healing Sasuke. She pointed at Sakura, who was trying her best to bring her Sasuke-kun back into life. I've lost a lot of chakra on regeneration and on other shinobi. What about him? Gaara. Naruto fought Madara, who became the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails. But he sucked the Kyuubi out of him and Naruto is now on the border between life and death. Tsunade was horrified. She decided to at least check the blonde's condition. No pulse. No heartbeat. Tsunade. His heart is almost gone. Let Ino try to keep Naruto alive. Yamanaka immediately ran up and climbed onto the sand and began to heal. First, she took off his entire top and her hand glowed with green chakra. Each time she healed and checked the condition of his heart. The beating faded and became barely audible. Ino. What happened to him? Gaara. He fought with Madara. But apparently he didn't calculate that he would be able to suck the Kyuubi out of him. When extracted, the Jinchuriki will die. Ino. Do you have a plan? She was worried for her friend and her comrade. Gaara. Kyuubi gave the order. Get ready. I'll fly at full speed. In the meantime, try to keep him alive. Ino nodded. The sand covered her completely, so as not to let her fall. She made a cut and began to massage the heart with her hands and do artificial respiration. Like Sakura in canon. But life was fading. This was felt by Minato, who, together with Kakashi, fought with Black Zetsu, who took control of Obito's body. Kakashi. Sensei? Minato. Can't be. Kurama. It's all right, Minato. I can't feel the second part of my chakra. Madara extracted it from Naruto. Gaara's sand flew towards them. After telling them about the Kyuubi plan, Minato decided to seal the other part of the Kyuubi. Gaara and Kakashi decided to cover them. Zetsu decided to take it, and when Minato began sealing, Black Zetsu took the Kyuubi for himself. As a result, Naruto was left without the Kyuubi's chakra. Madara came to him for the second Rinnegan. Black Zetsu. Madara-sama. I have captured the second part of the Kyuubi. Madara. Excellent, Black Zetsu. Now give it to me and my Rinnegan. But Obito did not let him approach Madara. Since he must keep the promise given to Naruto. He, under the pretext that he still serves Madara, approached and pierced his body, starting to suck out the tailed beasts. But he sucked out a small part of Gyuki and Shikaku. Minato decided to help and, distracting himself, helped Obito transfer Naruto and Ino to Kamui. But he did not have time. Kakashi helped him with this and both together used Kamui, moving Obito. Ino began to protect Naruto, since she did not know about their deal. Obito. I must give him credit and what belongs to Naruto. And touched his chest, transferring the Kyuubi chakra. In real time, there is a battle between the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails Madara Uchiha and Might Guy with the 8th gate. Naruto woke up in his subconscious and saw the Sage of the Six Paths in front of him. Yeah. He didn't expect to die again. Hagoromo. You're not dead yet. Naruto. I see. And what do you want from me? Sage of the Six Paths. Hagoromo. You are the reincarnation of my youngest son. Ashura. Now he told the whole story about himself and his sons. About Ashura, who was always kind to everyone, and Indra, his opposite. Who do you think Indra is reincarnated? He asked Sasuke this question, but about Ashura. And he answered that it was Naruto. Naruto. Sasuke. Who else? And what does that change? I'm the reincarnation of your youngest son. But I'm dead. How is Sasuke? Hagoromo. Unlike you, he's more alive. Madara took pity on him, so he only knocked out Sasuke. And he practically killed you. Naruto. I see. Well, if he is the reincarnation of Indra, then I have nothing to do. Indra has won and my soul is dead. Hagoromo. You don't look much like Ashura. Your tone and look are very cold, not like Ashura's. Naruto. So I'm not who you think I am. Hagoromo. You don't just have Ashura's chakra. Surprise was evident on his face. Naruto. And whose chakra is in me? Hagoromo. The god of thunder Huri. To be continued. Chapter 13 Naruto. Excuse me for what? Hagoromo. You have the power of the thunder god Huri. He was the protector of the heavens. Huri could destroy countries with just thunder. So you are his descendant. After all, Huri was from the Uzumaki clan and the third member after Ashura, your clan. Naruto. Who's first then? Hagoromo. The first was Ashura, and after him was his son, who founded the Uzumaki clan. He named him Uzumaki Otsutsuki. Uzumaki later had sons named Hinko and Huri. Huri had extraordinary strength. It turns out that you are from his direct generation, since you can use lightning at a very high level. But this is not all the strength of my great-grandson. Naruto. So what will happen now? Hagoromo. Ashura's power and some of Hura's power will be transferred to you. I'll answer before you ask. Ashura has a huge reserve of chakra, and very powerful techniques. I'll give you the yin part. The good side of the power. And Sasuke will have the yang. But Naruto. I don't trust Sasuke, so you must stop him if Indra's reincarnation doesn't want to help you remove the eternal Tsukiyomi. He's proud and relies only on himself. Stop the war between my sons. I almost forgot. Hagoromo told Naruto about Kaguya. After that, Naruto came back to life. Obito sealed the other part of the Kyuubi into him. Naruto stood up, not looking back at the surprised faces of Obito and Ino. Obito couldn't understand. What the hell was wrong with the blonde's eyes? He knew about the Sharingan, but how did the other one come back? He had been walking around without one eye before. Naruto got out of Obito's kamui and saw this picture. Guy was lying on the ground after the 8 gates. Madara was going to kill him with a Gudadama. But Naruto managed to block the blow. Madara was surprised, because he could just touch the sphere and there were no consequences. While Naruto pulled Guy away, Sasuke showed up and stood in Madara's way. Madara. Choko Tomo Rinnegan means. Then I'll take your eyes for myself, Sasuke. He flew at Sasuke with the intention of tearing out his eyes, but it didn't work. He was hit and Madara flew back. Sasuke. Idiot. I'm not alone. And indeed. Naruto was standing next to him. And from his appearance, it was clear that the guy was angry. Very angry. Madara. One awakened the Choko Tomo Rinnegan, and Naruto awakened something else. But what exactly? His chakra has changed. It's like he's darkness itself. He thought. Naruto. Sasuke. We urgently need to stop him from absorbing the tree and performing the eternal Tsukiyomi. I'll take on the close combat, you'll be the distraction. Sasuke did not argue and began to distract Madara with the element of fire. Naruto moved with such speed that even Madara did not notice how he hit his back. Both decided to tear all the tailed beasts out of Madara with the help of Naruto's sealing chains. In short, Sasuke distracted him and Naruto began to suck out all the tailed beasts from Madara with the help of chains. But this is a very difficult process. Therefore, Minato, Kakashi, Gaara, Sasuke, and Obito joined him. In the end, they sucked out the chakra of all the tailed beasts from him and Madara lay dying. Obito knew that Madara would most likely be a pawn of Black Zetsu and stabbed himself with a kunai. Naruto. Hey Obito. The blonde ran to the brunette, who was falling to the ground. Obito. Destroy. Rinnegan. And. Black. Zetsu. Naruto looked at Sasuke and he used Amaterasu on Black Zetsu and Madara. Naruto. Die. The blonde stabbed Zetsu with a katana and he began to die, burning in the flames of Amaterasu. Everything ended and the Sage of the Six Paths came. Who said that everything was now over? Hagoromo. All the Kage will return to the afterlife and never appear here again. Naruto. It's time to say goodbye. He pointed at Minato. Naruto ran up to his father, who was smiling from ear to ear. Minato. Right. I almost forgot. Happy birthday, Naruto. You've grown into a good guy. His body lit up, meaning there was little time. I'll tell your mom everything. Naruto. Tell her not to worry. I eat well. I wash every day and sometimes I go to the springs. As for studying, I was, of course, a bit slow, but I tried to be like you. But it wasn't meant to be and I'm more like my mother. I'm only 17 and I don't have a history with alcohol. Kurama. But I have a girlfriend, he teased his friend. Naruto. Well. Yes. By the way, she looks a lot like Mom, the same red hair. We are expecting a baby and she is 6 weeks pregnant. Anyway, Dad. Tell Mom that I am okay. And watch over me from heaven. Minato. Okay. I'll tell her everything. Good luck, my son. He smiled through his tears and disappeared. Naruto stood there, frozen. Sakura was helping Sasuke walk. Kakashi was standing next to Guy. The 5 Kage and the surviving shinobi were on the other side. Ino was helping Tsunade heal the others. And Hagoromo was gone. Everything was fine. Except Sasuke. Now I will seize control over the world and will rule all the great countries on my own. And now I will kill, starting with you. He growled, pointing at Naruto and putting a genjutsu on the tailed beasts, imprisoned them in Chibaku Tensei. Naruto. Let's go to another place, Sasuke. We'll figure it out there. Where it all started 5 years ago. Sasuke followed him and both stood on the heads of the shinobi gods. Naruto on Hashirama's head, and Sasuke on Madara's head. None of the alliance could stop them, everyone understood that they could not stand up to these two. Some thought that Sasuke with the Rinnegan would win. But Kakashi was sure that Naruto would be stronger than Sasuke. The fight began in Taijutsu. Naruto dominated the fight and Sasuke turned on the 3-volume Sharingan. The fight became equal until Naruto himself activated Shurasui's Sharingan and began to beat Sasuke. He jumped back and used a huge fireball, but Naruto knocked down the technique with a stream of wind. Naruto sent a huge wave of fire at Sasuke, but Sasuke used Susanoo. Now the fight has moved to a new level. Naruto also used Shurasui's Susanoo. Although he knows little, he is lucky that Kurama is with him. Sasuke fired Ender's arrow, but didn't expect Naruto to split Sasuke's arrow into 2 with lightning that he ran across Susanoo's sword. Sasuke. Again and again. Let me kill you finally. He shouted furiously and ran towards Naruto and Susanoo. Naruto realized that his Susanoo was weaker and entered Sage mode. Entering, he made a couple of Kurama clones and combined them. Having created 2 techniques, namely Raisin Shuriken and Lava Raisin Shuriken, he ran at Sasuke. He used Ender's arrow and flew towards him. One step and the technique caused such a wave that the whole earth shook under their feet. Both fell to the ground without strength. Sasuke used his last trump card and sucked out at least a little of Naruto's chakra. Sasuke. Finally. Farewell. My closest friend. He raised his Chidori and was about to pierce Naruto with a blow, but the blonde suddenly hit Sasuke in the jaw with such force that the Uchiha flew back, breaking through the wall. Again. Again and again. Again. Let me kill you. Die. Naruto. I can't, Sasuke. Just like that. Die by your hand. They both jumped on each other. Sasuke with Chidori, and Naruto with Rasengan. And so, having hit each other, they lay on the ground, each without one arm. Sasuke was really whining in pain, after all, his arm was torn off. And Naruto was sitting there as if nothing had happened, as if this happened to him every day. But he was lucky that he was healing himself with the power of the Sage of the 6 Paths and his new power given to him by his ancestors. Sakura came running in tears and began to heal her comrades, but Naruto refused and said that everything was fine. This is said by the man who is now lying without one arm and with many fractures and internal bleeding. But the Uzumaki are tenacious, so it seems normal. and so it will do. Sasuke realized everything and Naruto's words brought him back to normal life. And so everyone returned to Konoha. Time skip 5 years. After Uzumaki Naruto returned Uchiha Sasuke to Konoha, a lot has changed. Kakashi Hatake became the new Hokage. Sasuke was pardoned in all his actions. And by the way, he took Sakura with him on the journey. The blonde had 2 daughters. One blonde, and the other red-haired. Both are 4 years old. And guess who became the godmother? This is Ino Yamanaka who, after arriving, became Sarah's best friend, and she is the first one who held the children in her arms. The girls were named Mito, in honor of the Haim of the Uzumaki clan, and the youngest Sarama, in honor of her mother. Naruto was nicknamed the hero of the Fifth Nation and lifelong financial and housing support. Now he is an elite jounin and the head of the Uzumaki clan. There are only 5 representatives, counting Karen. She became Naruto's younger sister. What about the rest of Naruto's friends? Karen married Gaara. Neji married Tenten, Shikamaru is dating Temari, Choji also found a companion. And she turned out to be Karui, I don't know why he was drawn to black. Sakura and Sasuke are traveling. This is how the story of Uzumaki Naruto ends, who is now called the God of Thunder,